And welcome to Sci-Fi Guy. And this is Will. This is your Will. This is your Sci-Fi Guy. But is it your Stark guy? Is it your Stark Industries guy? It certainly is. It certainly is because I work for Iron Man. Okay, I wouldn't have the cap if I didn't. Or I'm an employee of Stark Industries. I'm certainly someone in the know because I have the cap, okay? I have the Stark Industries cap, but of course, as you probably gathered, you can get one too. I purchased mine on Amazon, where I am known to buy many, many things, unmentionables, necessities, and certainly fun things like my Stark Industries cap. And I do love it. And you should love it too, meaning, well, if you don't like Iron Man or Stark Industries, which is pretty unusual and I wouldn't be betting on it since you're listening to the podcast, but you can also own one. Anyone can. You just go on, and it's part of course, official Marvel gear, just as they have official, say, DC gear, Star Wars, Star Trek, what have you. Maybe Matrix is your thing, what have you. So this is the very first cap, Marvel or DC or otherwise or anything that I've ever owned in terms of an official comic book, pop culture, character, hat, whatever. I never bought anything like that. Superman, Batman. I was very tempted to get this, the Batman one with the logo, which is a great one. It's just very simple with the logo. Superman as well. I guess there's a Spider-Man. There's one in Flash. There's one for pretty much Green Lantern. Any of your characters, pretty much Wonder Woman, what have you. But I guess when I saw this, of course, just like any Marvel fan or and a specific Iron Man fan, because I guess if you tallied up the Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Captain America, Black Widow, who is usually the most popular, it's probably Iron Man, right? It's probably owner and operator of Tony Stark of Stark Industries. So when I saw it, I was like, this is so cool. This is too cool. And actually, how can I forget this? I also have a t-shirt. A Stark Industries t-shirt with matching logo. And this one's great because it has Iron Man, his helmet, sort of superimposed, very light. You can kind of barely see it, but it's it's under sort of the logo. And it's all the same color scheme, the white fonts, the white lettering and logo on black. And it's a trip, I'll tell you, to wear them both. I don't usually wear them both. But certainly, I love the cap. What I love about a lot of these baseball caps, is certainly this one, because it's very well made. The material, it's very thick and great feel to it. It's warmth, especially in the winter. Then in summer, it's great for the sun, for the shielding, and it breathes well. So in any pretty much weather, you've got something that gets the sun out of your eyes, shields you, shades you, and it keeps you warm in the winter. So because I've never owned, never purchased any, official gear and such, when the first time it happened to me, I wasn't, I wasn't expecting it, and certainly it wasn't, it was very welcome. It was not unwelcome at all. It was very welcome, and I was just, headed to the store, and as I passed this guy, he looked. I guess he was coming out of the same store that I was going into. He was just exiting, and he looked, and he was like, hey, I used to work for him. Or no, he said, I used to work for that guy. I used to work for that guy. And I just like, oh, that's great. I said, of course, you're a big fan. How you fan? He's like, yeah, of course, and all that, and he's like, that's great. And it just really, brings people together. Just like, sports or music, of course, there's many pursuits. If you wear some jersey of, say, like, here, New Jersey Devils, around my part here in Jersey, and you've got this great sort of camaraderie immediately with your fellow fan. So it was a thrill, and again, I'm not used to it because I don't wear, as a rule, any type of sports, music, or even Marvel, character sort of memorabilia and official gear. So that was fun. Then I was just walking into, I guess it was a Walgreens, walking into a Walgreens where I'm known to shop. And there was a little table with like some, I guess, offerings, store offerings, some maybe pharmaceutical stuff, I don't know, whatever at the store. And as I, passed the little vestibule area and was opening the door, one of the, guys that was at the table, he's like, I see you, Tony Stark, Iron Man. And I laughed and I gave him a thumbs up. I was like, that's, another great, engagement there and coming together, merging of the fan love and connection. And then I guess the best, of course, and longest time that this ever happened to me was some neighbor. I guess he was just getting something out of his mailbox. He was just, emptying the mailbox. And I looked and I'm just like coming down the walkway, whatever. And he's like, oh, wow. And he pointed to the cap and he got so excited. And then for literally, maybe it was almost 10 minutes, it was definitely over 5 minutes or so, we just talked about Iron Man. And he told me about all his collectibles, all his, comics and figures and T-shirts. And I'm like, that's great, man, And I told him, I said, you're going to make me buy another one. That's right. He bought the official detailed mask. I guess there's, or helmet. There's like one or two, different versions. There's like a cheaper one, but there's a really detailed one for like over 100, I guess, with the lights and sounds, and it, it actually opens automatically with the kind of servos and stuff. And he's like, yeah, I got it, and it's so cool. It's like, oh, it's like now I'm going to be adding that to my Amazon, cart there, and I'm considering that. So thanks for making me buy something more. So yeah, I never did buy the helmet. I was good. I exercised a lot of control about that, because again, when you look at so many of these characters, Marvel, DC, whatever comic book movie universe that you're into, or again, Star Wars, Star Trek, all these different playgrounds, so to speak, these pop culture media and movie and TV show comic book driven playgrounds. When you look at Iron Man, that's probably one of the most sci-fi but realistic. Then, of course, Batman. Well, Batman takes the cake. He's just this rich dude who took his resources, trained a lot, and bought a lot of toys. So, okay, I guess in terms of the real world, if there could be a superhero, I guess it would be Batman. One of the reasons he's so, of course, popular. Of course, second, I guess it would be Iron Man. I mean, even though a suit of armor that's advanced couldn't be developed now, who knows what's in the sort of black ops, the skunk works of our military and government. But, we definitely could have a suit of armor that at least approximates stuff that Iron Man does. And I was reading an article, this is going back probably 10 years or more, and they were saying how this is wonderful how they're using these exoskeletons to help the disabled. So, and I think the inventors and the designers of these devices and suits got the inspiration from where? From Iron Man. So that's science fiction, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books giving back to the real world, so to speak, and inspiring an invention that's actually going to help people. So yeah, I was saying the idea is if you want to be a superhero and you want to have that, that much sort of fun and playability in the real world, Iron Man's pretty close to being one of the best. And certainly, again, with a helmet or a mask, helmet, and even my hat, you're getting closer to the real kind of thing. There's a couple guys on YouTube that bought, I think, one of the suits, a real replica, a full detailed replica of the Iron Man suit. I think it was 12 or 14,000, and the other guy got it for 10,000. It might be different competing models. And, they put them on, and it's really stunning because it's Iron Man. Even though it might be plastic or really cheap sort of thin aluminum, it's not going to last that much if Thanos or somebody challenges him. But it's really impressive. And it comes in, like a couple boxes, crates, and then you assemble it, and you get the helmet and the gloves and all this. So, but I am happy with my Stark Industries cap. I don't need much more. I think, it's fun to have that connection to something you love and something that's brought you a lot of joy and a lot of sort of, inspiration too, musings and just thoughts about where technology is headed, where our sort of culture and our science and technology is going to help, say, the disabled, to, make our lives easier, better, less expensive in transporting goods or such. Who cares about drones if you had, delivery guys and gals in Iron Man suit coming to your door and flying, here's your Amazon Prime, be pretty cool. So go out, find what you love. Maybe you want to purchase one or something similar. They've got a lot of different models and to choose from. I know, of course, they've got a Captain America one, and the Batman one I saw is still very attractive and very seductive. So who knows? I want to thank you guys for listening as usual. Sci-Fi Guy, we appreciate your subscription. It's free. It's always free. If not, you have the $4.99. You've got exclusives in that way. You pay $4.99, you get some stuff that the freebies do not. Either or, keep on sending us some messaging and feedbacking, and go and support your local comic book store with all sorts of gear. You can get it on Amazon, but you can also get it in any good comic book store. We'll see you soon.